This video is presented by the EA Creator Network. I have received some of the Sims 4 packs for free. Thank you to the EA Creator Network. Hello everyone, Jason Lady here. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build before we get too deep into the video. If you enjoy my channel, if you're enjoying this video, my builds, or any of my series, don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments section what you think. And a reminder, there is a small 5% sale going on right now on all Sims 4 expansion packs, game packs, and stuff packs. If you use an EA creator code, mine is on the screen right now, but it does not have to be mine. It can be anybody's in the EA creator network. Go find your favorite creator and pop their code into the promo code section and help support your favorite creator while getting a small discount. I don't know if any of that made sense. My brain is not being a brain lately. I'm averaging about 5 hours of sleep, and it is the darkest, coldest days of winter-ish. Well, I guess it's not the darkest days because that would be like middle end of December, but we're not exactly into the bright sunny days either. And by darkest, coldest days, I don't mean like the days where nighttime is longer than daytime. I mean days where we just don't see sun for many, many days at a time because it's very cloudy, very dark, very gloomy. Even if it never snows or rains or anything, there's just not much sunlight to be had this time of year. On top of that, we are entering into, or very soon we'll be entering into, what I lovingly refer to as the deep freeze, where temperatures drop and we average somewhere around -5 degrees Fahrenheit most days, and that's like the warmest temperature. My body does not do well here, but this is where all of our family and everything we've ever known is at. The idea of moving south where my body would function better is scary, so we stay, and I just suffer through it. But yeah, it's been rough, and then we have medical stress that has been happening, and school stress that has been happening. Things have been very rough as it was, and then my dog decided to go into heat in the middle of winter. Since when do dogs go into heat in the middle of winter? That's usually a fall and spring thing, not a middle of winter thing, isn't it? Anybody who's had a Chihuahua knows that they are obnoxious anyways because they go outside a bazillion times a day because they have the teeniest little bladders ever. But then to have a Chihuahua in heat, oh my god, I gotta tell you. Right now I'm really, really regretting not getting her fixed. It became this thing. She has not been like the healthiest dog I've ever had. I wouldn't necessarily say she's sickly per se, but she definitely has issues, and the fear of having her go under surgery just kept building and building and building, and she already has to go under for dental procedures regularly, so the fear, it kept building and building and building, and now I am very much regretting not just doing it and getting it done with because, oh my god, this is so annoying to go through at least twice a year. I feel like she does it sometimes 3 times a year, or something else is wrong with her, because my god, it gets really exhausting after a while. So anyways, all of that long-winded explanation was just to say that I'm feeling moody. And for some reason, moodiness equals I want to build a survivalist a lot and play survivalist style in The Sims 4 for some reason. I don't know. I tried to make something that was kind of purposely bad looking while also simultaneously being somewhat good looking as well. I didn't want it to be too bad looking, and I didn't necessarily want it to be run down looking. I wanted it to be simple and low effort looking because we're going for a family who's living off the land. Like, the only thing that they should be not living off the land with is buying their meat, either through delivery or through, I think you can go to that little stall in Henford on Bagley and buy meat. Maybe I'm mistaken about that. I don't remember now, but I know you can order it for delivery. Oh, and sugar and flour they would have to get delivered or get from that little stall in Henford on Bagley. But everything else they can and should produce themselves on this little farm. On the gallery, it says that this is a 4-pack lot, and while technically that is true, really and truly the only things that I used from the werewolves pack is obviously the world for the aesthetic of the speed build video, but the 2 posts there that you see on the front porch are werewolf pack posts or columns or whatever, and then that brick you see around the foundation, that's from Life and Death. So if you don't have those 2 packs, it's totally fine, and I doubt you'll even miss those things. You could easily replace the posts with a lot of other posts from any other packs, and just put whatever base game bricks at the bottom on the foundation, and it would look, as long as you use like a gray brick or even white might be fine, because the shed of the cow shed thing and the chicken coop eventually here, I will change that to white, but because those are white, I think white blocks or bricks or whatever at the bottom of the house would look good. So yeah, if you don't have werewolves or Life and Death, you're not missing out on anything with this pack. Everything pretty much is eco lifestyle and cottage living. Eco lifestyle gives us the off the grid lot challenge, and cottage living gives us the simple living lot challenge, where we have to pretty much grow our own food and then have to purchase flour, sugar, and meat from the store. And then off the grid, that's basically self-explanatory. You don't have any electricity or water. I think you have very little water. I'm not sure how that goes, but because my Sims seem to always have water, but I think it's mostly just cold water that's available to them, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. What else? I think like that was kind of my goal here: a limited pack build, a survivalist build, for a survivalist gameplay. It was meant for as large a family as possible. I have it specifically set up for 2 adults and 2 adults, 2 children, and an infant right now, as you'll see at the end. But you can easily replace the infant bed for a toddler bed. You can replace or not have children. You could have teenagers instead, because I didn't use the children only beds. I used just regular single beds. I gotta tell ya, that dining room gave me some trouble. It's really small, and I didn't playtest this one this time. I forgot. So everybody says the Sims should be able to move around as long as they have a half a tile of space. And I know I've said this a million times before in other videos. I don't experience that in my game. If my Sims only have a half a tile of space, or even if my Sims have a full tile of space, but it's like a half a tile away from one object and a half a tile away from another object, you know what I mean? They won't go through. I've run into this so many times in my game. It's annoying. Other people, their Sims will use objects that are literally right on top of each other, and there's like maybe at best a half a tile between. My Sims won't. I don't know what the problem is. I, in my game, have a lot of routing errors and issues, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong to cause that. So hopefully your Sims can walk through the dining room, but I needed it to fit at least 4 Sims in it, and I couldn't see how I could make the bedroom any smaller. I did, when I was almost finished, consider moving the, kind of flipping the kitchen and the bedroom and the dining room, sort of, basically making the bedroom the dining room, putting the kitchen where the dining room is, but making it a little bit smaller, and then having a very, very small children's bedroom at the front of the house. But honestly, it was way too late in the process to do that, and I just didn't feel like it, so I left it. Like I said, I'm exhausted. It's been a stressful time. I'm just trying to get through life right now. But I think it turned out okay, other than there might be some struggle getting through the dining room. That's about all I can say. But other than that, I think the rest of the lot and like the farm stuff should function pretty normally as far as I can see or tell. So that's a good thing. Other potentially great things to add and other ways for your Sims to potentially maybe make money. Living off grid, they shouldn't need too terribly much money. But if they do need to make more, you could add a woodworking table outside if you wanted. I didn't, because I always forget about it. There aren't a lot of things that they can make with it anyways, and I don't know, I just always forget about it. So, but if you have the flower arranging table, or if you decide to not use all of the planting spots for food, you could plant some of that waxy plant. I forget what it's called. Or if you have seasons and you have, I think you can use the beeswax to make candles as well. I could be wrong. I don't remember now. Like I said, I'm exhausted. I've been averaging 5 hours of sleep, so I literally cannot remember words, let alone everything about the game at the moment. But anyways, my point is you can use some of the eco lifestyle stuff and put it outside or on the side of the house and make extra money that way. If your Sims really need a lot of extra money. They shouldn't need too much extra money though, because they're living off grid and making their own food, and they should be able to sell some of the excess. I mean, that's quite a few planting spots out there for them. I've played survivalist style Sims 4 in the past, and they always end up with tons of extra eggs and milk after a while. And then if you don't plant literally every plant available to you, but only the ones you would use most often for the recipes that you use most often, you don't need that many planting spots. And so you can definitely plant some things just to sell them. You know what I mean? You do end up with a lot of stuff, a lot of excess food stuff. And then there's, if you have horse ranch, you can make a nectar, and that will work with the solar panels and water collection tank as well. So you could make money doing that as well. So there's lots of ways for your Sims to make money without getting jobs. It's just a matter of what you personally want to do. And so I didn't want to add any more packs. You need packs for you don't need packs for the eco lifestyle stuff because this is an eco lifestyle build already, but you do for the, what's it called, the flower arranging table. You need another pack for the beehives. You need another pack for the nectar making, not wine, nectar. I think I said wine before, it's nectar. You need packs for all of that stuff. So I didn't want to add more packs, but those are all potential things you could do as well. But yeah, I tried. You know what's really weird is I thought that there were more off-grid lights and lanterns available to us. And I even looked through the catalog at one point, and I didn't really see as many as I thought I remembered there being. I thought there was way more, but I guess not. You know what would be cool? I already said this. I said this in my wants for 2025 video. I really am looking forward to the potential of having the Survivalist expansion pack down the road, or game pack or whatever it is, and all the stuff that would come with that. I think that would be cool, but maybe I'm a weirdo. I don't know. You know what? I think that's also what got me thinking along these lines as well, is talking about that stuff and then remembering that survey and remembering that that was one of the potential future options for a pack. And then the dark, cold days of winter and my tired brain, and this is what we came up with. I think that's where it came from now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, we are down to the last few rooms of the house. I don't know why, but I think I struggled more with the bedrooms, or at least the kids' bedroom anyways, than I did even with the dining room. The only real struggle I had in the dining room was making sure Sims could get around. With the kids' bedroom, I know what it is. With the kids' bedroom, it was hard to decorate because the kids' furniture is all very brightly colored and plasticky and all that kind of stuff, and it does not fit with this aesthetic. Sure, if you have some of the newer packs, or if you have that storybook nursery kit, you get a little bit of a different look to like the toy boxes or whatever. But I think we could use a lot more toy boxes for the kids in a lot of different styles. I think we could use like old-fashioned ones and boho wicker ones and just all sorts of different styles that are not these bright plasticky looking ones. Toys definitely need some kind of, we might not need a lot of kids furniture in general, but we definitely need some new toys in some different styles. I don't want to take away all of the bright colors because that's good for kids, but I do want to have stuff that fits in with more old world or rustic styles than just these bright plasticky looking toys, you know what I mean? And then we just have this, a little makeshift nursery. My god, I can't even speak anymore. Nursery. And then the parents' room up under the roof here. and then we can get to the walkthrough, and we are just finally about finished with the speed build part. Just got this one last room. I don't really have much to say about these two rooms up here. I've got a nice cozy parents room, and then I've got, yeah, I don't know what else to call it other than a makeshift nursery. My philosophy is they're not staying there for very long. They're going to be moving down to the children's bedroom eventually, rather quickly actually, so why make an entire nursery for them? In this kind of situation, that's my philosophy. And there you have it. That is pretty much the end. We put a few pictures up on the walls and we're done. Okay, doing a real-time walkthrough this time instead of a voiced-over walkthrough. I did put a bunch, I think there's 5 on the roof and then 2 down here, solar panels everywhere. There's also a generator here, just in case, like for the fridge or the stove. I know they're off the grid, and I'll show you that in a minute. But like the cowshed uses lights, and I think they might be electric lights. And then, what else? I can't think of anything else, but if you did need to add 1 or 2 lights or something, oh, probably for hot water, I think is the other thing. That you need electricity for, that you're not going to get in an off-the-grid lot unless you have some electricity. But yeah, the power one is usually the struggle for me on these survival lots, not so much the water. So I only included 1 water catcher. You can always plop down 1 or 2 more if you need to, or I like to also put them near bodies of water when I'm playing survival lots, so I can collect water that way. In case you didn't know, you can go over to fishing spots and collect water as well. So there's that. I'm not as worried about the water running out as I am the electricity, but I tried not to include anything that would need electricity either. So here we have the little farm. We've got a cow shed and like pen area. Cow, because cows give you milk. I could see making the argument for wool from a llama, but I don't know, does the cross stitching use llama wool? I don't remember. I've never really used the cross stitching that much, but I did include a chicken coop for the eggs. I'm thinking like milk, eggs, basic ingredients like that. We've got the insect farms, which can produce either food or biofuel for the generator over there, and then a bunch of spots to grow a bunch of food. As long as you don't sell any of the food off, you could basically plant every food item the game has here, at least 1 of each, and it would give you plenty of food to live off of, I think. As many times as I've played Survivalist Sims, I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, we've got a little chimney here. Did I mention we've got the little, rabbit thing back there? You can just kind of barely see it next to the house there. And then the bird one back there. I predominantly relied on cottage living, obviously, but also to get the whole survivalist feel and everything, I needed to include eco lifestyle as well, because that's the off-the-grid options. So I included a few eco lifestyle things, like the siding on the house here is eco lifestyle. And then we go inside. If you have seasons, I included fireplaces basically in every major room in the house so that the house could stay warm. The only thing that doesn't have a fireplace or heater of any kind is the bathroom. Hopefully your Sims don't freeze too much when they go in there to take quick showers and stuff. But here's the living room. We've got a little art table there for the kids. We've got a bookshelf and then a place for mom and dad to sit to read or cross stitch. I did not include any of the nifty knitting stuff because I was trying to do a limited pack a build. It says on the gallery that this is a 4-pack a build. Honestly, I didn't really use much that you would miss from Werewolves or from Life and Death. So if you don't have those packs, that's totally fine because I think it's the posts on the front porch and then the foundation blocks is what came from those 2 packs, and that's literally it. Everything else is base game, cottage living, and eco lifestyle. So here is another fireplace here. It might seem weird to have a fireplace there and there, but this is actually a really big area, and rather than having an open floor plan, which I think the one fireplace would work for potentially, I wanted to keep it very traditional, closed off rooms, so we needed this here. The kitchen technically doesn't have any kind of heating in it either, but you're gonna be using the stove when you're in here, so I mean, for gameplay purposes, it's not going to keep your Sims warm if you have seasons, but for like realism, it works. Here's the kids' room. I put the kids downstairs because in fires, kids tend to be dumb, and so we want them as close to the outside and the ground as possible. I mean, we've got tons of fireplaces in this place, including in the bedrooms. We want them to be able to get out and get out quickly. So I put their bedroom downstairs. I put all the toys in here, even for the toddler and stuff. I don't think I have the infant toys in here, no. I put the infant toys out here by the cross-stitch box, but all the other toys are in the kids' bedroom here because it's plenty big enough for it, and there's a fireplace if they need the heat. It's a very simple little home. It's nothing super special. It really truly is focusing on the survivalist aspect of off the grid and simple living lot challenges. And then here we have the upstairs landing, which I kind of turned into a little bit of a mini nursery, again with another fireplace to keep things warm if you have seasons. And then the parents' bedroom here. Everything is lit by these candles. So if you have Horse Ranch, cats and dogs, they all have ceiling chandelier things that are also candles that work off the grid. I don't know if there's anything in seasons for ceiling lights that work off the grid, but yeah, there are a few other packs that have ceiling lights that work off the grid, so those are options as well. But yeah, it's just a cozy little family survivalist home. The point being to survive completely off the land. Well, I guess not completely off the land because you would have to buy meat from the store in cottage living unless you only relied on the bugs for your meat, but there would be a lot of recipes that you wouldn't be able to cook without buying the meat. Otherwise, everything else is meant for just solely living off the land on this little tiny lot, but making it as compact and difficult as possible because who doesn't like a good challenge, right? Yeah, I don't know. It was just, this is where my brain goes in the dark days of winter, I guess, as survivalist living off the land and warm weather, I guess. Because I never really think of the cold outside of heating the house. So, yeah. On that note, I'm going to leave this here. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.